Hey, come on.
Hold it.
Hey, I need to go to the mall to buy my sister a birthday card. Do you want to come?
Coming?
Sure.
How about buying us that pop now?
I won't have money for cigarettes.
Here, I'll give you $2.
Let's go.
My class is doing some research about smoking, and we'll be doing skits. I wonder, why do teens start smoking?
Smoking. It's so easy to get addicted. And the pressure to be like everyone else. The pressure is enormous. Wanting to be with your friends that smoke is natural, but you could also join the majority group. The group that don't smoke and still have fun.
Hey, I gave you $2 for 3 cigarettes. You owe me.
Oh, you. You're always bumming smokes
Get
off me.
lost. Sandy, we're going out for a smoke. Do you want to come?
Nah, not right now. You know, if you smoked, you could become part of my group.
Really? If I smoked, I don't want to be a part of your group.
You think I'm a loser? That's pretty snobby. I'm going to have fun with my friends.
Wow, you sure showed her.
Yeah. Can you believe that? She thinks smoking is cool. What's so cool about smoking?
I don't know.
Lately, we've been doing a research project on smoking. And we've done a couple of scenarios about smoking. And now we've invited a doctor.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here to join in your group discussion about smoking. We know that many youth at a young age, your age, begin to smoke. And I think it's very important that people be aware as to the reasons of starting smoking. So through your experiences, why do your peers start to smoke? Yes?
Well, adults, they're an influence for kids to start their smoking habits.
Well, I'm a smoker, and I know how it feels to have that pressure. Ever since I was little, I've watched my parents smoke, and I always thought, gee, it must be neat to smoke. And then one day, I had a cigarette, and I've been addicted ever since. And I hang around with my friends, and they all smoke.
I think girls probably smoke because they are really curious. And guys probably smoke because their friends pressure them into it. I think it's different for boys and girls.
A long time ago, my friends pressured me. They said I was chicken because I wouldn't smoke. So I did try to smoke, just to prove them wrong, and I smoked for a few days, and then I quit. But I hurt my friends' feelings. They all smoked, and I wanted them to quit. I wanted them to be like me. I didn't want there to be that division between us. I just wanted us to be the same.
So really, your friends can encourage you to start smoking, but at the same time, other friends can encourage you to stop smoking.
You know, it's those group of friends who want other people to belong in their group. So they try and encourage non-smokers to smoke, just to get into their group. But it seems that those non-smokers become the victims.
Ah, because parents influence the person. Yes?
For kids, they start smoking because they want to be like adults. They want to feel more mature. They don't want to be like a kid anymore. They want to be like the adults, so they start smoking because they think it makes them look cool.
So I'm curious. Is it just your friends that pressure you, that encourage you to start smoking and say, come on, why not try it? How do you respond? How do you try to deflect that kind of pressure.
If I say no, and they still really try to encourage me to smoke and stuff, I just maintain my stand and just say no.
So you've made the decision within yourself. You've decided you don't want to be a smoker. And that's fine, you're confident.
You know, and sometimes it can be forget it. That kind of attitude where you think, I want to maintain my health. I want to be able to run and be involved in sports and do things. And if you know, if you smoke, then you won't have those kinds of opportunities.
And what about advertising? What happens with advertising, cigarette advertising?
Well, you always notice in advertisements that they always focus in on youth, the younger people, not the older ones, not the more mature adults. It's always easier for them to lure the younger generation into smoking.
And why do you think they target the younger people?
Maybe the young people think smoking is cool. They can do anything. Through the advertising, they always show people driving a fancy car or going on a really neat holiday. Things like that.
So often, they're trying to make you think that you'll become more beautiful, more powerful, more intelligent, or even more popular. But from smoking, that just doesn't make sense, does it? Smoking can't change a person. It can't make them more beautiful or more powerful. It doesn't make sense. So for many young people who start smoking, they don't have the understanding at age 11, 12, or 13 that it's mostly teens who start smoking and become addicted. And once they are addicted, it's the tobacco companies that reap the benefit. So we know they target the younger people.
If you smoke, maybe you can chew nicotine gum or find some other method to help you try to quit.
I think it would help a lot if adults stopped smoking, because then the younger people wouldn't be seeing the adults. It's when we look up at those adults and we see them smoking, we want to start. So if that wasn't happening, if there was no advertising, if adults weren't smoking, chances are we wouldn't be.
I wouldn't go out with a guy who smokes.
Hi there. What's this?
Oh, my cousin in England sent me this soccer scarf.
Whoa, it's neat. What's that smell?
Well, it must be my perfume.
You can have it. Stinks like cigarettes.
Yeah, I smoke about a half pack a day, but during exam week, I smoke more.
If I had the money, I'd put a down payment on a new car.
If I had that money, I'd buy a big screen TV with the captioning built inside.
I think I'd buy a ticket to Hawaii so I could go on a holiday.
Hi, can I help you?
I'd like to buy this travel package, please.
Oh, you'd like to go to Hawaii. Well, the price of that package is $1,820. And how would you be paying for that? By credit card, check, or cash?
Do you think you could take a year's worth of cigarette ashes and butts? Would you accept that?
What? What?
Well, take a look.
Can you imagine what it would be like to burn away $1,800 every year? What would that cost be in 5 years? Or 25 years? Or even 50 years? That's a lot of money.
That's true. Smoking is a very expensive habit. And from your experience, for young people that do smoke, where do they get the money from? How do they pay for those cigarettes?
Well, I tend to use the allowance that my parents give to me. Or you notice that people bum smokes off other people. Some kids get a newspaper route. So, it's pretty easy to get money. There's a lot of ways to get it.
So I'm curious, how do you feel about your friends who get cigarettes from you?
Yeah, that bugs me. I get frustrated because I have to go out to them and say, you owe me. Later, they ask me for more cigarettes, and then I don't have any. I still have to buy some, and they still owe me.
Can you think of any other costs of smoking? What happens in a family if the parents become ill from smoking? What happens to that family?
Well, if the parents get ill, it's the sisters and brothers, the older sisters and brothers, that take on that parental role, paying the bills, those kinds of things. They're responsible for the kids, for their younger brothers and their younger sisters.
So it's important to think about smoking. Is it a good idea or not? Not only to think about the monetary cost of the cigarettes, but the other costs that affect people's lives. Smoking really is bad for children. When the parents secondhand smoke affect the kids, oftentimes cases of asthma occur. So it's important to remember the family costs of smoking. And there's other things like how it affects your lungs, the smell of the nicotine, the yellow color on your walls and drapes. And there's a variety of other costs included with smoking, not only the monetary cost. And those other things are what people tend not to think of.
That's disgusting.
You know, in just a few years, betcha your lungs would look just like that.
No. Not everyone gets lung cancer.
It's not only lung cancer that you can get. There's a lot of other illnesses related to smoking.
Yeah, and I can see in a few years you're going to have breathing problems and a lot of other problems. You'll probably have an air tank attached to your back, with those tubes sticking in your nose to support your breathing.
Enough. Happened to me, I'm gonna quit.
You can quit.
Yeah, you're right. I will quit.
Phew. Can you imagine, after inhaling 6 cigarettes, your lungs will look just like that? Phew. Yuck.
I'd like to introduce Mr. Joe Noonan. He's going to be talking about his experiences with smoking.
Thank you very kindly. I think it's a real pleasure to sit with a group like this and express my feelings about smoking. It's, you can tell I lost my voice to smoking. I'm a complete laryngectomy, and I have no vocal cords, and I had to learn a brand new form of speech, and this is the result of it. I smoked about 2.5 packages of cigarettes a day for close to 27 years. I find that the ideal time to talk to people about smoking is the age group that you people are in now. So yours is the dangerous area right now, whether or not you're going to smoke. I was a salesman for years. When I discovered that my voice was going, and I went to see the doctor, and they discovered that I had cancer of the throat. So I had to learn a new form of speech. And it affected my entire life. So actually, when you sum it up, it isn't the price of a package of cigarettes. It's the price you pay over years and years for having smoked those cigarettes. Years. So if you ever have a notion that you'd like to quit, this is the ideal time to think about it.
What's up? You took one.
Well,
Look at this garbage. Smoking does this, smoking does that, blah, blah, blah. Why do they waste their time preaching at us about smoking? If I want to smoke, it should be my business, right?
You know, my aunt used to talk just like that, and she smoked too.
Good for her. I like people who can stand up for their rights.
My aunt died last year.
how?
She had lung cancer. Imagine that. She was only 40 years old.
Gee. Tryouts, see ya, gotta go.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Hey, what's up?
Stupid coach didn't make the team. He said that I was too slow. I couldn't keep up.
Think it could be from smoking?
Smoking? No way. Maybe I haven't had enough exercise or I wasn't feeling well, but I'm still going to smoke.
I think it could be from smoking.
It's not your business, it's mine.
Ugh. Jeez, what did I say? Guess which is the healthy lung and which is the smoker's lung. This is the healthy lung, and this is the smoker's lung. We'll be discussing more about how smoking affects people's health.
That's true. There are many other effects from smoking, not only the lungs, but other parts of the body as well. I don't know if you're aware that 20% of Canadians and Americans die from smoking every year. That's a lot of people. Through your research about smoking, what other kinds of effects are there to the body? What can you tell me?
Yes, people just suffer bad health. They can get cancer and other illnesses from smoking, stuff like that.
Cancer can destroy your quality of life.
You know, when teens start smoking at first, they feel okay. But then around 50 years later, yeah, they feel the effects and get cancer.
I see. And we're aware that smoking affects not only the lungs. People can get lung cancer, but there's also other types of illnesses related to the lungs. Perhaps emphysema, or people feel they can't run as long. Are there other areas of the body that can be affected by smoking?
It can affect other vital organs in the body, the kidneys, the bladder, the lungs, the heart.
That's right. Smoking is responsible for about 1/3 of all cancer deaths. Not only lung cancer, but cancer of the bladder, of the mouth, of the tongue, and of the throat as well. So it's not only limited to the lungs. Most people are familiar with it being lung cancer, but there are other smoking-related cancers.
That's true. And also, smoking can cause many other kinds of cancer. It can even eat the whole body away. Not even one organ or one part of your body isn't susceptible.
That's right.
So let's say I smoked for a couple of years and then I quit. Would my lungs heal again? Would they ever get back to normal?
That's a good question. For people who smoke for a while and then quit, their body can heal itself and it can become healthy again. If a person smokes for a very long time, then chances are the damage may be permanent.
For most people that suffer the effects from smoking and have unhealthy lungs, oftentimes they get hooked on nicotine and still smoke.
For many people who try to quit, it oftentimes requires 2, 3, or even 4 attempts before they become successful. But they still need a lot of support and a lot of reinforcement. They can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to quit today," and that's the end of it. These smokers need our support and our encouragement while they're trying to quit smoking. During your research of different aspects of smoking, did you find any information on what helps people to quit?
Well, there are a few different ways to quit. One way is cold turkey. Another way is to use willpower. Another way is the patch. Or to use nicotine gum.
And people can also go to their doctor and get advice from their doctor on how to quit smoking.
That's right. Many people need support from their friends as well. Their friends are a very vital part. And it's important for us to encourage those people and to help them in their venture to quit smoking. Smoking one cigarette increases the heart rate. It increases the blood pressure. Not at the same time, but these are the effects that do happen to the body. And did you know that it takes only 7 seconds for that nicotine and the chemicals to arrive to your brain? It happens very, very quickly. So when someone has that cigarette, or even 5 or 10 cigarettes, the effects are immediate on the body. Then, if that person smokes for 10, 15, or even 20 years, the effects are even more detrimental.
So I smoke and then I quit and everything is cool. So then the guys that I used to smoke with want to wreck things for me and they want me to smoke again because they're losing some people in their group. How do I resist that?
That's a difficult situation. Friends trying to encourage you to smoke again because they smoke themselves. It is a difficult situation. I think you need to be confident within yourself to think, I know smoking isn't healthy for me and I quit because of that, and I'm the one that's ultimately responsible for my body. People need to judge for themselves. Physicians can't tell people not to smoke. My job is to inform people of the health effects of smoking. So it's very important that each of you think for yourselves what you want to do. And through your research and your study, you have talked with many people and thought a lot about smoking and imparted a lot of information. It should be important that people sit down and think, should I smoke? Shouldn't I smoke? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? And judge for themselves.
Hey, come sit here.
No, I'm going to have a smoke. No.
Hi. Sorry, this is a non-smoking table.
It's okay. I'm not smoking anymore. Look at this.